Do you feel like a little fish in the podcasting sea? Do you feel like a little tiny star in the podcasting universe? Do you feel like this tiny sheep in the field? So you're ready to start your podcast. But every time you start doing research, there's so much information out there that you get confused and overwhelmed. Don't worry, on today's video, I will give you the roadmap. 10 simple steps you have to take in order for you to launch your podcast.
I didn't mean oh no.
Hello, and welcome back to the Pod Sound School channel. And if this is your first time here, we provide you with the tools you need to plan, produce, promote, and launch your podcast. On today's video, I will help you to put your anxiety and stress at ease by providing you a 10-step roadmap to launch your podcast. But before we move on, don't forget to hit the subscribe button and the bell button to be notified of our weekly video releases. Also, come and join me on my Facebook group, Podcasting for Bosses. Okay, let's get to it. Step number 1, show planning and research. On this step, you want to cross off 3 things: picking a topic, picking a title, and competitor analysis. Picking the perfect topic for you requires you to do 2 things: a personal inventory of your skills, knowledge, and passions, and audience research. You want to know what your audience is searching and what they're looking for. And also for topic, you don't want to be too general. Make sure you niche down. And if you need more help with finding your topic, I have this video right here that will take you through the steps I use with my clients to find the perfect topic for them. Picking your title. A good title is easy to search, easy to pronounce, and easy to spell. Also, don't forget to check if your domain name is available. This is a very important step. And if you need more help with choosing your title, I have this video right here that will take you through the process of choosing the right title for your podcast. Before we move on to step number 2, let's do some competitor analysis. This is a good practice. You want to be in the know with what kind of shows similar to the show you're planning are out there, what they're doing right and what they're doing wrong, and how you can improve and bring something different to your show. Number 2, create your artwork. You're going to need cover art for your podcast. Think of it as the cover of a book or a magazine. When your audience is scrolling down the different podcast directories, the first thing that they're going to see is your cover art. This cover art needs to be 3000 pixels by 3000 pixels or a square format. You can do it yourself by using Canva or using Photoshop, or you can hire somebody to do it for you on Fiverr.com. This is where you want to make important decisions about branding. You want to choose your fonts, colors, and images that identify your brand. Also, don't forget to create artwork for your social media, your website, and your episodes. Number 3, set up your social media. Pick 1 or 2 social media platforms and create accounts for your podcast on these platforms. Make sure you do it at least 4 weeks before you launch your podcast. This will give you time to grow your audience, to engage, and to post and create a buzz around the launch of your podcast. Our 2 favorite social media platforms for podcasters are Twitter and Instagram. But whatever platform you choose, make sure you play by the rules of the platform and that you optimize your accounts. We have a whole playlist packed full of information on how can you promote your podcast on Twitter and Instagram, and you can find it right here. Number 4, email marketing. Having a list of emails of people in your niche audience is so valuable. You need to agree with me that we only give our emails to people, businesses, and causes we support. Imagine having an email list with 10, 20, 50, 100 people that you can reach out to when you launch your podcast. There are 2 things you need to do in order for you to get your email list going. First, you need an email service, and second, you need a call to action. There are many email marketing services. The one that we use and that we recommend is ConvertKit because it's very user-friendly. But you can also look into MailChimp, Constant Contact, and Drip. Creating a call to action that you can add to your website or social media can really help you to grow your email list. You can do this by creating a newsletter or a lead magnet or freebie. Number 5, pick your gear setup. Take it away, Studio Steve.
Thanks, Veronica. All right, number 5, pick your gear setup. So this can be a little bit tricky and overwhelming, but it really all depends on your budget. Some people will start podcasting for free using their phones. The step above that, you can achieve great sounds with only $100 using USB microphones. And then it goes up into the couple of $1,000, $3,000 for your professional setups. I actually have created a freebie called Studio Steve's Podcast Gear, and you can download that here where I have a lot of gear suggestions, but this will definitely take a little bit of research and Googling and things depending on your budget. But you'll want to pick gear that is suitable for your budget and your needs. And the main pieces of gear that you're concerned with are a microphone, an audio interface, and then you'll need to choose your DAW or digital audio workstation. This is the software that we use to record and edit our podcasts. The good news is here there's a lot of free options. On a PC or a Mac, you can use Audacity. On a Mac, you can use GarageBand. And of course, our favorite is Pro Tools because I have a romantic relationship with Pro Tools. And I happen to have a whole playlist all about how you can get started with Pro Tools first, the free version of Pro Tools, right here. So make sure you check that playlist out. Number 6, make some practice recordings. Okay, so we've chosen our gear, we've chosen what digital audio workstation we're going to use to edit. Now it's time, and this could be a little nerve-wracking, to make those first recordings. This is where it's fun just to goof off, be silly even, and make some practice recordings and get familiar with the way your voice sounds in your microphone. This is also where it becomes a reality just how much education is involved in getting efficient at editing a podcast. And this is where you might want to consider outsourcing the editing. We actually have an editing service at the Pod Sound School, and there are many other editing services out there that you can find online. Number 7, record your trailer and your first few episodes. So with your trailer, you want to make sure that it's sparking curiosity, it's letting people know what your podcast is going to be about, and it's important here to also remember to include a call to action and tell people how they can come find you, how they can find you on social media, or maybe even consider including your freebie or your lead magnet in the trailer as well to collect emails. When it comes to your first few episodes, this is where I like to start gathering music, royalty-free music, and I like to create a little intro piece that you can have in what I call an assets folder, which is where that's always available when you edit your episodes. You have this little piece of an intro music that can be at the beginning of your episode, and then maybe a little piece of outro music that's at the end of your episode, and any other royalty-free music that you might want to mix in and include with your podcast episodes. Number 8, pick a podcast web host and website. So when it comes to a podcast web host, there's a lot of different companies out there that offer great services. We actually have a really cool video we just did right here that talks about our top 5 picks of 2019, so definitely check that out. This is a very important decision, and it's also a hard decision to get out of or to change your mind on after you've made it. Many people are confused of the difference between a website or a podcast web host. A podcast web host is just a place that holds those MP3 files that we made so that they can be shared with all of the podcast directories. Now you can also do this using your website, but we wouldn't recommend this route. We think it's always best to start with a web host, and then if it's not in your budget to have a website at first, later you can have a website and simply use an embed player from your podcast web host and embed that embed player onto your website. Number 9, upload your trailer to your podcast host. This is where we want to upload only the trailer to our podcast host, and then our podcast host will help us to distribute what's called an RSS feed to all of the podcast directories. It actually isn't as complicated as it sounds, so don't worry. This is a really important practice because all of the podcast directories take a different amount of time to approve your show. iTunes or Apple Podcasts, for example, can take up to 3 weeks. So it's hard to plan your launch date if you don't know when your podcast is actually going to be available on the different directories. This is why it's good to start with a trailer. And finally, number 10, launch strategy. So many podcasters, in hindsight, wish they would have spent more time on their launch strategy. This is very important. You want to pick a date and stick to the date and promote like crazy about that day that you'll be launching. Ask people to head over to those podcast directories and subscribe and follow you on those directories and build as much hype and as much buzz as you can. And like we mentioned, if you have collected emails, start preparing your email marketing campaign that you'll be sending out to people maybe even a couple days before you launch, and then of course on your launch day. And there you go, Podskis. I hope you found that helpful.
Was that overwhelming? Remember to take one step at a time.
Yes, you don't have to do it all at once. Just start, as we said, with step 1, walk through until you're at step 10, and you will have a successful podcast. We believe in you, and make sure that you come find us on social media. You can find me on Twitter at Pod Sound School.
And you can find me on Instagram at Pod Sound School as well.
And if you have any questions or concerns, you can leave them in the comments below. And please let us know what you've come up with as far as your podcast name and when your podcast will be launching. We'd love to help in any way we can.
Yes. And before you go, 2 things. Remember to subscribe and remember to hacer la tarea, amigos.
Happy casting!
Happy casting!